YM Tradeometer.
Hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar here with a market update, market radar, and just a kind of recap of so far this week. Today is Wednesday, April 26th, or is it? April 26th, 2017. It's the day that Donald Trump, President of the United States, here unveiled his tax plan. Now, the market, knew this was coming. It was announced. It was it was definitely expected, and a lot of the details in this was also expected. But I watched the presentation today. I saw the news conference. I thought it was a pretty decent news conference. Everything looked good. The play here is tough. It's a tough play. I like the news. I like the markets here. I think this is a big positive for the economy. So I think in the long run we're going to move higher. But we expected to get a little chop, maybe even possibly sell a news event into this. But we held up pretty good. I mean, we held up okay, considering. Actually, we did close out on a negative side just by a point, pretty flat on the day. We got a little push up, and then we chopped around, and then the news came out, and the press conference came out. We pushed a little higher and then chopped around, and overall, by the time the day was done, we're basically flat on the day. S&P closed down 1.3, Dow was down 33, Nasdaq closed out flat. 30 cents down. So, again, not much happening on this day. Take a look at that 5-minute chart. It was a one of those days where you kind of almost expected a rug pull, but like I said, after that tax release, we didn't see too much sell the news. We did get a little selling at the end of the day, but that was about it. The market just opened up. We take a look at the 60-minute time frame, and the 60-minute has given us that overbought level. So it's not a bad bet or bad guess. Well, you know what? The truth is, there's still a lot of news out here. People are going to be going through this tax, the tax plan and discussing it, and making their comments on it. There's still going to be some fluctuation in the markets. But right now, if we look at our standard indicators and we look at the 60-minute rotation, it did start to rotate back down. We'll see if it makes a full rotation down, and we'll see where the price comes in at that point. That's a big indicator of how far this market could continue to move higher, how fast we rotate back, and how strong it is. The daily was bullish out of this. We were very bullish out of this flag. So we had our calls. We took our calls off. What was it? We took those off. Yesterday. What is today? The 26th, right? So we took those off yesterday, and we got nice. We made about 50% on our investment on that. That's pretty good when you talk about a return on your money. And that was just based. We knew news was coming up. I liked the flag. I was bullish on the market, so we did get that nice run, and we got out of it. Now I've taken a short-term little put in the market, kind of looking for maybe a possible pullback, but that's. That needs to be seen, and that's going to be a little tougher, I think. But you know what? It's out there, and we're kind of hedging our longs with that, considering I am long the market, except with the stamps.com. I am short stamps, STMP. And you can see this is a nice example of a channel that broke down, retested the channel line, broke down, came back, retested again, continued to break down. Stochastics here starting to roll over on the fast. I like this short a lot long term. Like I said, I think you should be short this one, go to an island, come back in 5 years, and you'll be quite rich. That's my take on stamps.com. There's also another pattern starting to play out here. There's a couple other pivot areas. We have this main pivot, which is our and then we have this pivot. So I'd watch this. I'd pay attention to this new channel that's developing. I want to put a parallel trend line in there, and you can actually see how well this is defined now. You have a pivot here, came down, we nailed it there, chopped around, nailed it again, came back, nailed it, and we're pulling back into it. So, maybe we get a further pullback down into the 90s. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not saying I wouldn't go long here off the lower trend line, but that's what I would like to see this trade eventually get down to, and I think we have a good shot, possibly even lower. I mean, who's looking for stamps? But that's an interesting new channel that has developed now. We could get rid of the other channel line until we need that back up there. But this is the one I'd be going with right now. It's actually a nice one. Come on, let me get rid of that other channel line. I did a lot of scans today, and again, the market here in a situation where we've been trading some good setups, and they all moved this week. So we finally got our moves, you know. So we're going to kind of recap those, kind of go back on looking at some of those trades. Go way back here in the way back machine. All right. All right. All right, let's see what we have here. I'm just going to go back. We did SPY calls. All right, so short this, the STMP. Well, you know what I should do? I should show more entries here. That's what I should do. 50, that's what I'll do. All right, hold on just a second. I'm just getting everything lined up here so I can go back, get all my stats and stuff. All right, so let's go back and take a look at some of the closed out trades we did, some HPS setups that were from the past week. APD, we'll start off with this one. This was the best bet for the last 2 weeks. Air products and chemicals. Again, nice downward channel, nice breakout. And look at that move we had. Beautiful move out of this. Just took a few days to start to, you know, there was a little consolidation. And then once we got the move up here, we could start to see these stochastics actually hold up and almost to put a running divergence in against this base or this double, triple bottom here. And we finally got that big push higher, and we took profits into that. No longer in that one. APD. The Sienna. Love this setup here on Sienna. Loved it. It was a lower trend line setup. You know, one of the HPS setups is what we call lower trend line stochastic bounce. It means you have a recognizable channel here, which is very easy to see. You know, multiple pivots and a parallel trend line. So the price came back down to or oversold. 1, 2, 3, three indicators line up. That's an HPS setup. Recognizable pattern, underlying trend line, and oversold stochastics. 3 out of 5. You could probably even look at. Well, there wasn't much of a divergence there. Anyway, we got a buck on that. What did we get on that? We got in at 21.86. It's at 23.14 now. We sold it. We added to our Gilead. Now, Gilead is an interesting one because we added to it right before it started popping here. And again, another setup here. And I had an email today. Someone was saying, why are you going for bottom pickers? And, well, this is what was showing up. We sometimes have to wait on the market to let the market give us a really good setup. And believe me, the last couple of days the market was kind of in this wait and see mode, and we were waiting and watching and trying to get past some of the news between Syria and then North Korea and then the tax plan and then government shutdown. Market's been kind of stale and moving sideways, but in the last 2 days we got all our lifts, so we're actually making nice money now in all these. Gilead, so we got in on the lows, and like I said, you know, typically I'm not a bottom picker, but I'm just a chart trader. You know, looking for certain, my criteria has to be met. But you know, the Gilead down here was showing some strength the last couple of days. We were starting to see this little divergence right here. You can see this candlestick. See that green candle right here. You can see how we started turning back up, and this was kind of a lower low. So we started to feel that and smell that slight divergence happening as this started to turn back up, and then boom, off to the races. Now we're still holding this, and I'd like to get this up a little bit further. I think we can get through 69 on this. All right. But not all was perfect here. We had AAP, and I did take a loss on that. I had 60 shares on that, and it did come down further. So we did get a bounce. I sold into it, and I took it off. So that was I did take a loss on this one. It didn't get the bounce I wanted as much as I wanted. And I'm not a big fan of you can see what we were looking for here. Let me take a look. Let me show you the HPS setup. And again, just a reminder that all these setups that we discuss are on the HPS watch list, which is a detailed watch list that goes out to the members of Day Trading Radio that outline every. Let me bring it over here. Outline our profit zones, our buy signals, our buy zones, our profit zones and our stops. Like here's the example on the APD. Let me get this going here again. So PRGO, the Dollar General. So the AAP, you can see that red dot represented that. We got stopped out of that. But as you can see, you know, this was a setup where I wanted to get a little further move down. I was actually looking for a reversal candle. We never had the reversal candle. Still say if you have the reversal candle on this is going to be a good trade to the upside. But you can see this kind of broke down through the stop. We kind of got to pop back up. But willing to just take it off and move on because I like some other things a little bit better on that. Now we're going to look one more time on the on this chart here, and you can see that daily back here had a big reversal candle, a big move back here, big reversal candle, big move back here, big reversal candle, big move, and so on. But we didn't really have. We had to gap up in a run, and actually it's not that bad looking now. But I'm out of that just to kind of update you on that. We're added to the Gilead APD. We got $2.67 out of the Gilead, and then we started in on Verizon. Now Verizon, always following Verizon. Nice move today. We got in it a couple days ago. $47.21. So you can see, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, the day before. We're in it to win it, and it looks good. You know, I wanted to see a divergence. It did not set up the divergence on that. I thought that if we had a divergence on here, like back here, was a great example of divergence, which has a stage 1, stage 2 divergence. I mean, a perfect divergence where you have that low and that low on the stochastics and the bounce, and then the lower low on the price, but a definite higher low on the stochastics. That's what we look for. We also had one here, right here, perfect divergence. It was a double bottom divergence, but with a higher low and a nice rip higher. It looks like we're trying to set one up here. We didn't. This is just a rotation one. Decent enough bounce and good volume. So I would expect to maybe see this move higher. And even if the market does pull back, I think Verizon's good down here. I mean, take a look here in the lower part of that range. And, so we're now in the Verizon. Palo Alto Networks, PANW. $10.61. All right, PANW. You can see a nice little pullback. We have a kind of a base here, starting to turn back up. It's not really a good divergence here. It's very tight and kind of sloppy and just dragging on. So I am starting my scaling process here. I've worked myself up to 70 shares now, just small shares, just feeling out a bottom here. But we're pretty much right at this level. So I'd like to get I'd like to get a nice move on this. Who knows how far we could actually get up. There's a gap up here, 119. That's 10 points higher. Just getting through that. Up around that 115 area would be a good trade. That's what we're probably looking for. So we are there on that right now. And then we bought the SPY puts going into next week with the news, and that goes out to May. So I'm giving that a little time. We'll see what this market does. And then PRGO here. Another good one. Again, this is another lower trend line. Not a divergence, but a lower trend line. So that was the kind of the theme. And it's not typically this type of setup I go for, as you know. I'm pretty much a established channel, divergence setup, flag setup, but mostly the divergence setup. And these really weren't divergences, but they were oversold, lower trend line bounces, and kind of really crappy stocks that were looking for bounces. And we just happened to get really lucky. I don't know, that's not luck, right? I mean, how could you be in this one and get this pop and call it luck? We were right time, right place. And we took profits on that today. PRGO, we got $1.37 out of that. So good day overall. And then our TRIP, TRIP, TripAdvisor. Same thing. Same exact thing. You know, what's the difference here? We had 100 shares at 43 and change, 43.34, and 44.50 popped up here a little bit higher. We took it off. We took it off 44.71, almost probably right near the highs. And that was good. You know, that was actually an interesting setup. It still has, it possibly still has some more upside. But again, you know, the tough part of this taking your profits or leaving it on and trying to get something a little bit going there. Getting back to this fast. The important thing is seeing that, you know, even on the daily, you can actually see that rotation up. And once that rotation gets back up above 80 line there, as you can see, we got up above 80, rotated back down. There's no guarantee this thing is going to continue to push higher. Lots of times we look for a divergence that tells us, hey, we're going to stay higher. We'll rotate back down and put in a higher low. But there was no divergence here. So basically what you're looking at is support, an oversold level, and a bounce. And because of that tight criteria to get you in, you got to have that. You have to have that similar or very tight criteria to get you out, or nothing. You know, it all goes out the window. So we ended up taking this off. We got $1.37 out of it, and it could definitely go higher. But I'm not. You know, this is not the trade I would be chasing here, as we get overbought, and we're up against that 50. It makes a lot of sense to take it off. So that's you know, basically where we're at. Holding Under Armour into earnings. Here's another one. You could go both Under Armour UAA or the UA, and you can see it's holding up here pretty good. We're actually back in positive territory on this. Territory, I should say. That's doing pretty good. The Gilead again, the Palo Alto Networks, the Verizon, and then be careful on holding into earnings. CHRW had a nice one here going for us, and then boom, earnings out, and they took a dive here. So underwater on this one. I have a feeling that we're going to come right back. It's a quality name. They had a little cautious comments on a great quarter. You know, they kind of just made some stupid comments in their conference call, kind of spooked people. But I don't think that's really. I think that was kind of a sandbag in their own price here. Things are looking not that bad. I mean, it's just off the highs. We had a nice, you know, that's what happens. That happens sometimes. So still holding this, but I want to give it a shot to come back. I want to see if this divergence works out. As you can see, we're just starting to turn over here, but we definitely have a possible divergence setting up. But we need to see this start to climb back up.
YM Tradeometer overbought.
So a couple of new ones just to get going here, and you can hear the tradeometer in the background as the market opens back up here a little after 6 o'clock. And this is where we are right now. S&P futures flat, and you can see we're just going sideways. You're not even getting any good indications there of what's going on, but we are going just flat here. I wanted to do a cocktail and candlestick show tonight, so come by around 9 o'clock, Day Trading Radio, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We're going to be talking markets, and I'll probably do more scans and stuff and plan out some trades for tomorrow. But for now, looking at tomorrow and looking at what I would like to do. Of course, I would like to trade the futures a little bit more. I did take a trade on the futures today. I'm trying to do that a little bit more for you. I know a lot of people want me to trade more of the ES. But again, I am very strict on my criteria on the ES. You know, I'm always looking for that divergence, and if I miss it, I don't tend to chase it. Well, those are my go-to, you know, easy money trades. Today we did take a trade. Let's see if I could bring this over here. And it wasn't a divergence trade. It was based on the news. I liked the news. I thought we'd actually push a little bit higher going into the close. So we bought it here, 23.90, and a nice fast little pop, pushed up here. But I decided to hold on to it, grinded back up, and then we got at 91.50. I said, you know what? What happened here? Again, this is the importance of what you believe. If you believe something, that's going to get in your way. That's having some kind of the algorithms that run this market are not thinking, they're reacting. There's profiles, there's volume, there's lines and invisible lines. There's all kinds of things these computers are working off of. They're not working on, ooh, I like this, I like this. I want to hold on to it because I like the news, or that's something that I approve of or disapprove of, and I want to go. Not going to work. Wait for your divergence, wait for your setup. Anyway, this was one of those type of trades. So I took it off because I noticed that our stochastic 9.3 and the 14.3 and the 63, all three of them gave us an overbought level here. And I just know that the times that I hope that it moves higher and this signal's there, 9 times out of 10 it's going to roll over. Why would I hope that this embeds? Has it embedded any other time today? No, it doesn't. So why would I hope that and say, well, because it was news. Anyway, decided to say, hey, I'm sticking, every time you do something right, it kind of instills that discipline in you. It makes you stronger. It's just something that works, and you see it work, and you look back and you say, well, good thing I didn't hold on to that. I would have lost all that and probably gotten stopped out. So anyway, we made some money on that today. So I'd like to do more of those. But again, I do have a tight criteria when it comes to trading the ES. But that's why I have the DOM up on the screen now, and because I want to always be prepared for that opportunity. We just haven't had the divergences in the last few days, and I'm sure we're going to start to see them tomorrow. I think the news is behind us now, and I think other things could start looking really good. One last thing I want to show you. Let's see. You know what? Do I want to show you or not? Maybe I'll show you tonight during the cocktails and candlestick. All right. All right, that's it for now. So I'll see you tonight, Day Trading Radio, www.daytradingradio.com. I'll see you. We're broadcasting the markets. We're on live trading every day from 8 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Time, to 4 in the afternoon. And then, of course, Wednesdays we try to do the cocktails and candlesticks, a nighttime show. Starts between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. I think we're going to probably start it around closer to 9 tonight, and we're going to take that a couple hours into the evening. Maybe we'll have some good trading. Maybe we'll have an opportunity. And if not, we'll see you in the morning. All right, that's it on this one. I'll see you in the markets.